Hello, good afternoon, good evening, whatsoever time you find yourself in. This is Professor Kumbo Makantoni. I am here again to discuss with us on the topic we started earlier. We have been discussing about meditation as a technique on how to provoke change from a creative model, not change from cause and effect model. We want to experience a life living from the quantum world, not from the Newtonian world. A lot of us are living a life of default and at the same time expecting to see changes in our lives. The change doesn't come by you just sitting and waiting for it to come. You need to create the change you want to see in your life. Today, a lot of religious people have this saying that they hold on to every day: God's time is the best. God's time is the best. And the problem with that statement is that they have allowed the various changes in their life to an external force. But unfortunately, God wants them to keep on changing and being the one to initiate the change, considering the fact that God practically dwells in them. And so it becomes an unfortunate issue, but we have to be able to make it plain to everyone who wants to see change. Holistic human change as a science is one of those topics of research, or might be a to-be discipline, because I know it is not yet a discipline in most universities, but it should be, because that is the mother of all sciences. Without knowing who you are, it is practically impossible to realize anything else in its absolute dimension. So today, it is a pleasure for me to come again to talk to you about meditation. In the last video, I made mention of the fact that the word meditation is an ancient word. That word is not a religious word. It is a scientific word. In the ancient Kemet, or ancient Kemetic civilization, the word meditation referred to a scientific process of connecting with a super consciousness, or say the higher self, or self-realization. This particular concept of meditation was borrowed by other civilizations. That is why if you go to the Jewish civilization or ancient Hebrew, the language uses the word meditation to refer to the idea of imaginations, to ponder, to reflect. All these have a place in meditation. There seems to be synonyms, but they have a place in meditation. Apart from that, in the present Tibetan language, the word meditation actually means to be familiar with. To be familiar with. To be familiar with yourself. The truth is, you can't make change or initiate change in your life without getting to know who you are. It is from self-awareness that you get to know what to change. Without that, it is difficult to even understand how change can take place. And like I mentioned in our past discussions. Most of us have been so used to this three-dimensional world that we think that is all about us. From my research and studies in neurosciences, I got to realize that the human brain is so magnificent and it affects biological changes in our body when used rightly. I got to realize how important neurosciences is to human change. You see, a lot of us do not even understand where we are supposed to be standing. I have seen a lot concerning change that if you get to understand it, you will not hesitate to dive into this process of meditation which I'm about to explode on. So like I said, for the fact that we live in this three-dimensional world and we have been limited to our physical form, or say the particle body, it is becoming difficult for a lot of us to transcend this dimension to truly affect change in our person. But your brain has that power to help you realize this. You know, I came to a realization which I'm going to share with you. The human body, as you see it, is a community, a large community of cells, a community of over 70 to 120 trillion cells working together to express your person, to show this biological lump called you or man. These cells are made up of molecules. Each of these molecules have electrons and neutrons, and each electron possesses in it photons. Photons are electrical particles. That is the most minute particle, the particle of light, which implies you are an embodiment of light. And being an embodiment of light implies that you are energy. And being energy means you are a dynamic vibrational being. I'll say it again. You are a dynamic vibrational being. And the funny thing about most of us, what we do not know is the life we live is an expression of the interpretation of the mind's perspective or perception of what this world is or the universe is. But I want to tell you, like I said, we are dynamic vibrational beings living in a vibrational energetic world. We, as well as, I want to use this, let me come back to say it. We are dynamic vibrational energetic beings living in an energetic universe, or having the energetic universe in us. This therefore implies for you to be able to express yourself in reality, you cannot truly express yourself as a particle, but as an energy. And the entire universe is energy. That is science. That is not religion. That is physics. Physics tells us the universe is made up of energy. And yes, I use the word of Einstein. Einstein said the universe, even including you, is made up of energy. It is physics and nothing else. So that is science. And until you understand this dimension of you, trust me, you can never truly create change for yourself. So it becomes a possible reality for you to transcend this three-dimensional world into the quantum world, or let's say this Newtonian world into the quantum world. You can only do that when you have an understanding of who you are. And that is where meditation needs to come in. And like I said, meditation is more about you being familiar with yourself, you connecting with your higher self, you connecting, coming to consciousness and merging with the universal consciousness, so as to be able to introduce the higher dimension of life in this physical. You see, meditation is that particular process where I engage myself to connect to my higher self and disconnecting my physical body from this three-dimensional world. How do I do that? Last time I explained in the last video that if you want to meditate, meditation gives you the opportunity to shut down yourself from this physical world and its physical reality. So you disconnect from the stimuli of this dimension and limit the vibration that is coming from this physical three-dimensional world to affect your brain. And now you concentrate your brain, you give your brain attention towards the direction you want to enter by focusing on space. It helps you to disconnect from the physical world. When that happens, while you are meditating, you realize that your brain begins to, or let me say your emotions, your subconscious mind begins to struggle to bring memories of the past, but you need to stay in the present. You need to stay in the present. The present means you stay in eternity, where the divine actually dwells. You disconnect from the past, and you don't allow your mind to frustrate your desires by struggling to get into the future, to kind of start projecting itself into the future. The future does not exist in the now, and the past does not exist in the now. And in the present, when you are focused in the present, you connect with the universal energy, you connect with the divine, and you become that very creative energy and the divine yourself. It is from that position that you now have the capacity to start causing change in this physical world. Your ability to connect to the realm of the now and focus in the realm of the now gives you the divine mandate to create your realities. And so you begin to create the realities you want. And how do you do that? The things that you want, for example, for some of us who think that there is scarcity and lack, for some of us who think there is scarcity and lack, for some of us who think the abundance is a far-fetched reality, in the present, you have everything connected to you because everything is energy. And you become the channel through which this energy of abundance begins to flow to affect the physical world. You literally become one with everything. And let's look at it from this physical reality. How can you for 1 second get to start thinking that we are living in a world where there is lack, when in reality you are always connected to abundance? You are always connected to abundance. In what sense? Do you know, in every given aspect, if you look at things critically, money is not far from you. You get into bank accounts, you see money. There are safes everywhere in business people's offices and houses where there is money, which means you are constantly surrounded by money. But to connect to the energy is what you lack. And that is why money becomes difficult to flow towards you, because you are disconnected from the energy of money. But the moment you enter in the presence, all energies become one. And as a result of that, the ability for it to flow through you becomes a possibility. And that, the quantum war, as I mentioned, is the war of all possibilities. You can, from there, bring into this war anything you want, and you become the true initiator of the changes you want to see in your life. And that is why human change is a combination of several sciences put together: epigenetics, neurosciences, quantum physics, psychology, and you can keep naming them. And the funny thing about meditation is it opens you to the realm of the spirit, as you call it, or quantum world, as some people call it, the superconscious world, or the super universe. All those things are beyond the three-dimensional world. And so it is my dream and desire to help you realize your true self. So stay with me and become the best of you. Thank you for watching.